Hello everyone, this is Sam from SaberiSixRealEstate as well as Remax Realtron Realty Inc. back with another edition of What Your Money Can Buy. If you're not familiar with this series, every time a transaction has already occurred, that means the transaction is over, I come and I film the product of the transaction, which is in this case, this house. So this is not to advertise this property because this property is no longer available on the market whatsoever. It's just purely for informational purposes so people have a good understanding of what their money can buy in various segments of the city of Toronto for different price points. So as always, as customary with these videos I do, first I gave a detailed rundown of the property, and in that portion I described what the property is like, how many bedrooms it has, how many square feet, how big is the lot, so on and so forth. Thereafter, giving the details, then I film a mini tour of the property just using my cell phone, a basic tour, so you get to see what it looks like. So before we get to the details, please feel free to subscribe if you happen to enjoy this video and my previous videos. If not, tell me what I can do better in the comments, and thanks for watching. You can find my contact information in the description box. If you have any questions, concerns, or inquiries, you can get in touch with me. Even if you want to talk about basketball, I'll talk about basketball. I don't really care. All right, let's get to the details, shall we? As you can tell from the title, this property was sold for $2.5 million. More specifically, $2.539. In terms of location, this is located in the municipality of Toronto, more specifically in the community of Newton Brook West. Closest intersection would be Yonge St. So it's not the closest to the subway line, but it's not that far from, for instance, Finch subway station. In total, this property comes with 4 bedrooms and a +1 and 6 washrooms. Of the 6 washrooms, interestingly enough, 2 of them are 3-piece washrooms, 1 of them is a 4-piece, and the master in-suite washroom is a 7-piece. The lot is 50 by 132, so it's quite wide and it's quite deep for a residential property in this area of the city. And as you will see from the backyard footage, you really do see the lot size. As always, exact measurements of every room will be included in the tour portion, where I walk into a bedroom or I walk into a room, and on the side of the screen, you'll see the exact measurements. It might not be so obvious, but given the size of this property and given the price, should lead one to conclude that yes, indeed, it is a detached property. It is 2 stories. It does come with a 2-car garage and a wide driveway, which allows for about 4 parking spots in total. 2 in the parking lot and 2 in the driveway. And another feature and aspect I like about this property is the large windows. As you know from the series, I just love large windows. I feel like they're both aesthetically pleasing and efficient in terms of how much power you may use. All in all, for $2.5 million, what you get in summary is basically a 2-story property, detached obviously, on a lot size 132 by 50 in a central part of Toronto, not downtown or not even midtown, further uptown, but still very close to Yonge, which also comes with 5 bedrooms and 6 washrooms. And it's quite relatively new, just under a year and 4 months. Now that we have the details out of the way, let's get into the tour, which will make up a larger segment of this video. All right, everyone, welcome to the tour portion of this video. Now, excuse me if I rush this tour a bit. I will show you every aspect of this property, but the reason I might rush it a bit is because I actually already filmed this once, but it was not recording, believe it or not. And I am late to a meeting. So I apologize if I rush this, but I will do my best. This is the perspective from the front entrance, meaning my back is right against the door. What you see here obviously is the staircase going up. What you have so far is the first floor, which I will show you. Then I will go into the basement, and once I go into the basement, I will come back to the first floor, and then I will show you the upstairs portion, which I think is the best, maybe not the best part, but the master is something to see, and I think it should be saved for last. Next to the front entrance door, which my back is against, you have your library here. Now, a library / office. Now, as is customary with newer properties, definitely properties of this price range, they have the library / office next to the front entrance. And what you have is, once we enter into this office / library, is your shelves, your high ceilings, and then your hardwood floor with a large set of windows. Maybe large is not quite the right word, although they are large, but more so narrow and long. Now, once again, this is very, very on trend with new properties where the library/office area is right next to the front door and front entrance. Obviously, for practicality reasons, if you're going to have a practice at home, whether you're a psychiatrist, therapist, or I don't know, a lawyer working from home, you want people just to come to this point of the property. You don't want your office to be next to your master bedroom, hypothetically. Now that we are exiting the library, you get to have a look at the front door, and more importantly, the finishing on the floor here. Now, this marble, personally, I really do like it. I like the gray bluish color. I'm not good with colors. My girlfriend always says I suck with colors, but I am a man after all, so I don't know. Anyways, I do like this finishing. I've come across a few people who did not share that opinion, but you know, I like it, so what? Here, coming up the stairs, you see off the bat the staircase going up and the staircase going down. Now, right in front of you, walking through this thoroughfare, you will see the continuation of the living room and the kitchen to the left. But for now, before we get into the kitchen, we have our living area and dining. Now, the reason I say living area and dining is typically you're supposed to envision somewhat of an invisible wall, but you can't because there is no wall since this is an open concept property. But there is a point of division here in the middle where that is supposed to hypothetically be designated for dining, whereas this is more so designated for living and, you know, if you have guests over. So let me get another perspective here of the fireplace. Once again, high ceilings and large windows. And then let me get a larger perspective of both the dining and the living area. Now, that door you see is another entrance to the kitchen slash continuation of living area along with there as well. Since this property is new, modern and open concept and somewhat luxurious, as you can guess, the kitchen and the living area will be open concept as well. So let us enter the living area, walking past the staircase. Now, this place is in the midst of the homeowners, rather the former homeowners moving out. So it is a bit messy. That being said, let's continue. Now, before we pan to the kitchen to the left or the fireplace to the right, I want you to take a good look at the exit, which is there, to the backyard, which you would have to go on a deck and then go downstairs to the backyard. But let us look at the backyard first from the window. Now, this is a big lot, as I said in the tour, or rather the details portion. At least for this area, it's quite wide and it's quite long, and hopefully you will see that in the backyard and the continuation of this tour. Now let us pan towards the kitchen, which is next to the backyard entrance. Now, obviously for this price point of 2.5 million, you know, you have your open concept kitchen with very, very expensive marble finishing on the countertops, a large gas stove, space for 6 pots, as well as your luxurious and high-end kitchen appliances. I almost forgot that word for a second. The refrigerator actually looks like a closet door, basically a door to the pantry, but this is the refrigerator. Again, with these newer properties, the builders try to build as such where you cannot tell if the refrigerator is protruding into the kitchen. It almost looks like another closet. And then you have your oven here, and all the brands are Gen Air. I'm not too familiar with Gen Air myself, but from what I hear, it is a very good brand. Another perspective of the kitchen, and then panning to the right of the kitchen is another fireplace and more area for the family to hang out, or for you and your friends to hang out. So let us first go into the backyard. Now, for this portion, I will stay quiet. Some people in this video will be very happy to hear me shut up, but the reason I'm going to stay quiet is because there's a neighbor sleeping next to this property in her backyard, so I do not want to wake up that neighbor. So let's go. Now, I am going to point out something, even though I said I'm not going to talk because the neighbor is sleeping. Hopefully I do not wake her up. I am annoying as it is because I'm a realtor at the end of the day, but I have to point this out, is as you can see, the entrance to the backyard also can lead you to the basement, because the basement is also a walkout basement. And hopefully, as clear and evident from this video, although the basement cannot be said to be at ground level, because if it was, it would not be a basement, it is pretty much at 50% of the ground level. I mean, at the halfway point. For that reason, it allows for large windows, and those large windows further allow for a lot of natural light to enter into the basement. And hopefully it will be more evident once I show you the basement portion. But this is the entrance to the basement from the backyard, and then you have another perspective, an angle of the stairs going to the deck, and hopefully another perspective of the backyard. All right, let me go back into the house. All right, walking back into the house. Now let me just advance towards the basement, then I will show you the upstairs portion. All right, let us go towards the basement. While I walk, another perspective of the living area. Before we get to the basement, however, you have your closet, another closet. Here we go. And then you have your first washroom. Now this washroom is actually a two-piece, but I'm personally ambivalent about the black finishing of the marble. I don't know, some people I know really like it. Some people are not the biggest fan. I'm in the middle. I don't really have a strong opinion either way, but you have your two-piece washroom for the guests right in the living area in the first floor. And then let us exit and turn right and go into the basement. Now going down the stairs in the basement, once again, I want you guys to pay close attention to the fact that a lot of natural light, how much it opens up the basement. And once again, here you go. And then once again, pay attention to how high the ceilings are. For basements, a lot of natural light and high ceilings cannot be said of too many basements, even in newer properties. Zoom back a bit, walk backwards, so you get a bigger, better picture of the basement. The basement also obviously comes with a kitchen. For this price point, you would expect as such. The kitchen is nowhere near big as the upstairs kitchen, but it's definitely a large kitchen for a basement kitchen. And then to the right, you might have noticed these stairs going up. That is the entrance to the garage. Here you have more closets and storage space. And interestingly enough, this door looks like a door for a bedroom for a little person. That is not the case. What it is actually a space for your home entertainment unit, if you have one. So, you know, your stereo system, your Wi-Fi setup, all that. So let me close this door and let me show you the garage, shall we? Going up the stairs. As I said, this property has a garage for 2 cars, a double car garage, and the other 2 parking spots reside in the driveway. Now, even though this is a double car garage, I do not believe it will be a comfortable fit. I would say the only negative aspect of this property is the side of the garage. Anyways, pushing forwards, let us now go up the stairs once, twice, and enter into the bedrooms and see the upstairs second story portion. As you can tell, it may be a trend with these videos. Every time I do a video on a property that is not a condo, meaning it has stairs, I run out of breath. And hopefully as I do these videos more and more, in the future, I will run out of breath less and less. Anyways, all right. Let us go to the upstairs portion. Now that we're upstairs, we get to see all the bedrooms, excluding the one we saw in the basement, which is technically categorized as a +1. Now, to the left of me is the first bedroom, and I would say potentially the smallest of the four. As you can see, the dimensions are on the screen as I speak. Now, an interesting thing about this property, and I really do think is indicative of the price point, is the fact that every single bedroom in the second story comes with their own in-suite washroom. The washroom comes with a standing shower and is a 3-piece. As you can see, you have your standing shower, you have your toilet and your sink. And then what I really like is you have a little sunroof which emits natural light on sunny days, and you get to see rain on rainy days. Anyways, so let us exit this in-suite washroom, and then another perspective of the bedroom. I do think that corner portion is a awkward segment of this bedroom. However, I'm pretty confident in saying that they had to build it as such for structural reasons. This is probably the best aesthetically they can do with the structural restraints they had of the layout as it pertained to the upper portion of the property, more specifically this bedroom. Now let us exit this bedroom. To the left, we have bedroom number 2, which once again, I think is larger and it's better laid out, even if it's not larger, but I'm pretty confident it is from my memory and recollection. You have another perspective of the bedroom here. Once again, another washroom. Much like the previous washroom, this washroom does a standing shower and then a even larger sunroof. Oh yes, how can I forget the closets? Let us exit the second washroom. Now, another aspect of this property I really much like is the fact that the laundry room is located right on the second story, so the residents do not have to go up and down between the basement where laundry rooms are typically located and where this laundry room is located, which is the second story. And then once again, in the laundry room even, there is a sunroof. You know, all these sunroofs and big windows are not just for aesthetic reasons. They're also very much so efficient in terms of energy usage. Now, we have a perspective of the railings and the staircase going down. And then before we enter into what you can probably tell to be the master bedroom, to the left, we have our third bedroom, which on trend and on brand with this property comes with its own washroom as well. Let us advance towards the washroom. The only difference I want you to note is the fact that this washroom, instead of a standing shower, has a bathtub, but once again, it does come with large sunroof and obviously a toilet and a sink. It would not be a 3-piece washroom otherwise. And exit. Now exiting the second bedroom, we will go into the master, the part that I think is the best about this property. Now, what I'm about to show you is obviously the master. You can already see how big the actual bedroom is. This is the master bedroom. I did not turn on the lights. However, a lot of natural light, as on brand with this property, comes in and you get to see it as is. Now, through this door, what we have is the washroom. But before I show you the washroom, and obviously you see another fireplace, we have a closet there. Now, that is not the only walk-in closet. Although it is a spacious and large walk-in closet by most standards, for $2.5 million, you would expect a bigger walk-in closet. Personally, this would do, even half of this would do for me, but I know a lot of people, especially women, love large closets. So to say I'm disappointed will be false, because once again, I'm very low maintenance. But for 2.5 million, a lot of people would say, well, I would expect a larger walk-in closet. Well, news if that's the case, because there is this large room that to me can only be called a room, but some people call it a closet. I mean, some previous videos of mine in this very series of what your money can buy, or the similar series, what your money can rent, some rooms are not even that big, but this is quite a big walk-in closet. Now, I'm gonna get to this point later, but let me first show you, first off, another perspective of the walk-in closet. And then, once again, a large sunroof. But you may ask, well, why is there two walk-in closets? Obviously, it's a for him and for hers situation. Now, if you are not familiar with that saying, which I do not like that saying, I feel like it's very cliched. That saying, it's supposed to convey the message that there is a walk-in closet, in this case for the gentleman, which I'm assuming the smaller one is reserved for the man. And then the larger one typically is reserved for the women. And in most cases, the men do not have a choice in that regard whatsoever. So now that we've seen both closets, let me show a perspective where you get to see both entrances of the closets as well as a bigger and larger perspective of the master. And then to the right, you have your master in-suite washroom. Now, obviously, for this price point, it is quite big. And interestingly enough, it's actually a 7-piece washroom, meaning that it has 2 sinks, 1 bathtub, a shower large enough to fit more than 1 person, and then, obviously, your toilet here. And yes, that's it. As I exit the washroom and the master bedroom, and as I'm about to finish this video, hopefully I'm not late for my meeting, and thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Many more episodes of this series coming up. Please feel free to subscribe, comment, rate, and review. And yeah, that's it.